I'm going to ask you a question I don't know that I've ever heard your actual answer on. How do you feel about medical marijuana?
There's a recent bill this last session by a good friend of mine, Dorothy Moon, a representative, that would have legalized CBD oil. And my understanding of it, I didn't go through it in great detail. I'm not in the legislature right now, but my understanding of it, that's a non-hallucinogenic substance that is truly got some medicinal value in certain circumstances. Why wouldn't we do that? So I do support that. I don't support recreational use, but I do support the use of non-hallucinogenic marijuana for that purpose. You know, one thing that I think that sometimes we forget is most people have had a prescription at some point in time for oxycodone or Percodan or something like that, which, again, I'm not a medical doctor, but my understanding is that's a lot of those same components are in heroin. Okay, it's how that's used, and it's how it's administered, and so hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, but I do have one other step to take with this. The problem that a lot of people have, and you could use this on medical marijuana, you can use it on CBD, or you can use it on the oxycodone, etc. They are afraid that by using this, there will be a requirement for some sort of a registration that would take away their Second Amendment rights. That's the big fight in the country right now. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, there's no reason for a registration component. I actually talked with the representative about this one, and she explained the same thing. That was one of the issues, and that was stripped out of that legislation, I think appropriately so. So I wouldn't support the registration of that. Or, on a related note, other data mining type of methods that government agencies would want to procure or would want to utilize in order to monitor citizens or somehow regulate other activities.
Well, everything seems to come back to the Second Amendment every time that we bring up any topic. One I forgot to bring up earlier was on arming teachers in schools. Would you like to weigh in on that?
Sure, I think it's a great option, but I would want that to be the decision of the local school entity. There's a different environment. I believe that's an option. In fact, we were in Garden Valley at a Lincoln Day here within the last month, and that has worked. They've done that. They did that some time back, and that's a great option. And I realize that some instructors or some teachers may not want to do that, but they should have the right to be able to do that. And
Kansas actually has submitted a bill. I don't know if it will become law, but they've submitted a bill that will hold schools accountable and liable if there's a shooting in a school where the teachers had no option to carry. You know, if they are not given the option to carry. Not that they are mandated they must, but if they are not allowed in any form, then that school will hold liability. How do you feel about that?
You know, that's interesting. I have never heard about that, never thought about that. That's an interesting option.